Good evening, everyone. My name is Julio Barrios, and this is my professional leadership presentation. I want to start off by sharing my vision statement and the vision statement of my club soccer team. So the vision of the Left Coast Soccer Club is to prepare athletes to compete at the highest level of club and collegiate soccer and beyond, while displaying a character of humility and respect and the confidence and discipline to be selfless and put others first. So the main emphasis here is the character traits of humility and respect, confidence and discipline. The club and myself, we hope to grow coaches who are unique and are driven to help athletes within our communities while upholding these 4 key pillars that I discussed earlier of humility, confidence, respectfulness, and discipline. So what I think this makes this program stand out is that we value the character of athletes and their growth as human beings over any athletic outcome. We want to be successful in the field, but the most important thing is that we develop athletes who become extraordinary human beings who really care and contribute to the community. In 10 years, my hope would be that we have former athletes working to give back to the community either through us or just as a part of the community and with maybe the help of our club. But the main thing is that they help build up the next generation of athletes and individuals who are also humble, who also are willing to make an impact in their community inside and outside of the field. So in terms of my personal development plan, I have a few things that I want to focus on. One of the 3 main areas of focus I want is are listed here, which is the first one is to shadow and interview local and successful coaches at all levels. There's so many great coaches in these areas, and it would be great to pick their brain to see how they work to help me become a better coach. The second thing is that I want to continue to develop my education and my knowledge in soccer. So I would like to obtain my D license and my C license. My D license, hopefully I'll be able to obtain in the next 2 years, and my C license in the following year after that. The next thing is that I want to read 2 tactic or methodology books just to stay sharp, just again, similar to taking the coaching courses, being able to learn more and understand and gain more knowledge to be able to impart to my athletes. Next, I want to read 1 coach autobiography per year, so either a soccer coach or a high-level coach in a different sport that helps me understand what it takes and what it looks like to be a high-quality coach. The next thing is that I want to read 1 mental strength book or 1 sports psychology book per year to just really understand how I can equip my athletes to be mentally resilient and to be able to uphold our values even under pressure. The next thing is I want to take an online course pertaining to a specific soccer domain. So while getting coaching licenses are more overarching, I would like to focus on specific things at least once per year to help really hone my skills in certain areas. And the last and most exciting thing is that I would like to observe and shadow the academy director and coaches at the Los Angeles Galaxy. They're the local soccer team here in Southern California, and they are the most successful team in North America. So it seems like it'd be an amazing opportunity to be able to work with them and learn from them. The next thing I want to go over is my mission statement. So the mission statement I have is to equip the next generation of soccer players with the technical, tactical, mental, and emotional skills to humbly and confidently take on and overcome the challenges they face through and positively impact their communities and spheres of influence. So while I do talk about the technical, tactical, mental, and emotional skills that I want my athletes to learn, the emphasis is the character traits that lead individuals to growing in those areas. So being humble, being confident, and making a positive change in their community. So the way I'll share my mission statement, first and foremost, I'm going to share it verbally. By putting it out there, reinforcing it, talking about it, I hopefully will really put it in the minds of my athletes and staff The second way is to put it in writing and post it around the facilities. Have consistent reminders. I've seen a lot of top level clubs that have their mission and their vision clearly written out on the walls of their facilities, and I think that's a great way to share that statement. And the third and most important one is living it. If I hold myself to a high standard and I strive to embody the attributes that are necessary to achieve the team's mission on a daily basis, then hopefully that will encourage everyone else to follow suit. In terms of creating staff chemistry, I want to improve their knowledge and their teaching skills. I want to build up other staff to become leaders, and if it happens to be this way, replace me at some point. So I want to require my staff to attend a coaching symposium or seminar during the summer each year, just to stay up to date with the current trends and learn new skills and technologies, and just stay up to date in their coaching skills. The next thing I would do is choose one book from my personal development plan and purchase a copy for each staff member, and as a team go over the book, one chapter per week. And then the third thing would be offer stipends, or at the minimum support additional coaching courses. So if another coach wanted to also get their D or C license, try to find a way to support that, whether it's financially or at the very least providing support and help if they need it during that course. This great quote from the Leadership Challenge is that you can create opportunities for yourself and others to continuously learn and to lead in 3 important ways: through experience, observing others, and training and coursework. So that kind of reinforces the things that I want to work on to help build chemistry and knowledge in my staff. In terms of our code of conduct, the coaches need to be held to a high standard. So they need to be the first to each practice, game, or team meeting. They need to have everything prepared before the students get there. From my personal experience, I did not really appreciate when I would show up to practice and the coach shows up after us, or is taking their time to set things up when we're already ready to go. So the expectation is they'll be early and prepared. The next one is to treat each staff and athlete with respect. So no coarse language, no disrespectful comments, whether it's a star player, someone who doesn't play very often, athletic staff. Everyone needs to be spoken to in a highly respectful way. The next thing would be to view every team member as a person before a student or athlete. We need to be able to discern if things are going wrong. Perhaps there's something going on in their personal life, and we need to be respectful and kind and patient in that regard. The next thing would be to uphold the and model the core values of the organization. So again, it's not enough to just talk about our core values, we need to live them. And then the last and one of the more important things is prioritize the safety of all of the athletes and staff before results. There's nothing more important than the well-being of our athletes. So I have 4 indispensable qualities that I want to share and teach my student athletes. And I wrote them in the order that I prioritize them. The first one being respect. The second one, humility. Third one, discipline. And the last one is confidence. And I'll go over why I think these are so important. So in terms of respect, you need to understand and perform your role, and understand that others have roles as well. And each person within that role needs to be treated with the same level of appreciation and respect. Just because someone is perceived as more important doesn't mean that they get to be treated a different way. Just like someone who maybe doesn't play as much or have as much of an impact shouldn't be treated less than. The second one is humility. You have to be willing to lower your personal pride and be willing to elevate each other. Teams are all about people who are willing to work for each other and sacrifice for each other, and you need to have humility to do that. You need to be able to acknowledge your weaknesses and find others that can help you in that regard, and then the vice versa. You can find the weaknesses in others and find ways that you can complement them. The third one is discipline. You have to be able to do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. You have to be able to be disciplined enough to follow the team code of conduct and uphold our values. And the last one, it ties everything together, is confidence. You have to use your abilities for the good of the team. You have to take risks, take charge, and take initiative. If you have confidence, it must more than likely means that you have respect, humility, and discipline. And if you have all of those, then you have the confidence to achieve what you need to do. In terms of our leadership development plan, we need to provide our athletes opportunities to lead, whether that's through warm-up, pre-game speeches, tactical inputs during video sessions, just a way to help them start feeling that they can make an impact and they have value and they can share and be leaders as well. The second one is to have older athletes coach and assist younger athletes, whether that's seniors working with freshmen or having high schoolers work at youth camps, but just give back and have that fresh perspective of not always just being the athlete, but being someone who's taking charge and giving input and guidance. And the third one is to delegate tasks and ask for input during games. So the next part is the standards that we have for our athletes. And so the first one is to make sure that we are sharing clear expectations of academic behavior and behavioral codes of conduct. So by that I mean is there should be no gray area where students can plead ignorance or be confused as to what is expected of them. Everything should be clear cut, and there should be very clearly whether something is done correctly or something was done the wrong way. The second thing would be to ask for weekly behavioral information from teachers. So if students are goofing off, if they're not turning in work, if they are being problematic, we need to know that so that way we can address it. Just as importantly, if our students are doing a great job in class, I would love to hear that too, and we can praise them and reward them for that. And the third thing is to check grades on a bi-weekly basis by reaching out to teachers and asking them to provide current grades for all of the students on our team. So I'd rather not have the athletes be the people relaying that information. I want to hear directly from the teachers so that there is no confusion or anything other like that. So in terms of the player code of conduct, we want to be able to uphold the core values on the field, in the class, and in the community. So again, it's not just about how you act on the field, it's about how you act in all aspects of your life. Athletes are expected to be on time to class, school events, practices, games, and team events. They need to be able to respect the coaches and the referees' decisions. They need to play with intensity, but within the rules of the game. And they need to build up their teammates and deal with conflict when it arises. So not shying away from addressing a problem and not taking a different route. For example, talking behind people's backs or shunning or ignoring people. We want people to be able to deal with issues and hopefully grow from them. And then the last thing is to just give your best effort on the field. Things might not always go the right way, but if someone is giving their maximum effort, that's all we can ask of them. So I want to talk about transformative leadership. In terms of being a transformational leader, the way I see it is the style of leadership that looks at athletes and staff as people first. That's the most important thing. Transformative leaders prioritize others ahead of themselves. They look to build character and see coaching as a means of positively impacting the lives of athletes, both on and off the field. So results are not the main objective. What matters is that we made a positive impact in the lives of others. So this quote here from the Leadership Challenge says, "Focusing on serving others' needs rather than one's own builds trust in a leader. The more people trust in their leaders and each other, the more they take risks, make changes, and keep moving ahead." And so this again just reinforces the fact that we need to buy into our program, to our values, and show that we care about our team so that way they can buy in as well. So in terms of my closing thoughts, things that I want to just reiterate is that leaders should always put others first. They should seek to continue to grow and learn so that way they can continue to benefit and impact the lives of others. They should have high standards and be a daily model for these standards. And they should be able to and willing to seek and to develop and lift up their staff to become leaders, and also to lift up their athletes to become successful human beings in all areas of their lives. So thank you so much for staying with me during this presentation. I wish you all the best, and I hope you have a great day.